I mean, Dr. Seuss, gone. Mr. Potato Head, problematic, not enough genders available. We've seen going through the supermarket as a traumatizing experience. We lost Aunt Jemima last year. We lost Land O'Lakes butter last year. We lost Uncle Ben and his rice last year because everything is so traumatizing for children to look at. But this spectacle, virtually what we were looking at last night was a lesbian sex scene being simulated on television. And this is considered feminist. It's iconic. It's forward. It's progressive. It's the way the world's going, Tucker. And if you don't see that, it's because you're a bigot. You don't understand. This is the way the world needs to go. I 100% agree with you in the assessment that this feels more sinister. This is starting to me to seem like it's not even left or right. It's not a political issue. This seems like an attack on American values, American traditions, and you're actually actively trying to make children aspire to things that are grotesque. This is not about diversity anymore, Tucker. It's about perversity. We are celebrating perversity in America.
They're trying to degrade us.
Is the performance of sexual suggestive art empowering or limiting? Does sexual suggestive aesthetic culturally progress Black femmehood, or does it just mimic trauma?
I will never forget how I went to shoot for this magazine, and like the photographer, he was just like trying to get close to me. Like, yeah, you want to get in this magazine? Then he pulled his out. I was so mad, and it's just like, this is crazy.
How do you handle it?
I was like, bugging. You know what? I'm out.
Has female rap entered the age of performative activism and virtue signaling? While the game of rap has always been hypersexualized, it feels like such has increased by tenfold due to the emergence of social media. Social media, in a lot of ways, has cut out the middleman and has allowed fans direct accessibility to their favorite celebrities and artists. The term clout is currency is an important notion that many musical artists and content creators abide by. Such basically means that the more attention or eyeballs an artist get, the more opportunities they will receive to monetize their platform.
And if you can't do it, make sure you hire a millennial or hire someone that is social media savvy. Promote through your friends, your family, pay for advertisement, because you can't put your product out there by being shy. Be aggressive, create bomb-ass aesthetics that draw people in, and go hard for yourself and go hard for your company.
This has caused many female rappers to put a lot of emphasis on their visual content and social media presence, hence unintentionally appeasing the male gaze. One way to test this theory is to open up your favorite female rapper's social media account and compare one of the sexually suggestive pictures to one of the comparatively tame pictures. Another way I tried proving this hypothesis was by analyzing the 2020 Billboard charts. I found out that out of 27 songs that were released that year, 21 of them included sexually suggestive content. Cardi B is a prime example of an artist who has to take such feedback into consideration when planning her future content rollout. When she released her smash single Be Careful, many people did not seem to favor it due to its toned down and soft nature, sonically and visually.
Okay, guys, so I have seen a lot of people, right, that nowadays female rappers only talk about their pussy and shit. And now that Jermaine Dupri bring it up, now I'm gonna say something about it, right? First of all, I rap about my pussy because she my best friend, you know what I'm saying? And second of all, it's because it seems like that's what people want to hear. I ain't even gonna front, because let me tell you something. When I did Be Careful, people was talking mad shit in the beginning, like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I expected. I expected this, I expected that. So it's like, if that's what people ain't trying to hear, then alright, then I'm gonna start rapping about my pussy again. And second of all, there's a lot of female rappers that be rapping their ass off and don't be talking about their pussy and don't be talking about, you know, getting down and dirty, and y'all don't be supporting them. Y'all don't be supporting them, and they be mad dope. These bloggers don't support them. They don't give them the recognition. So don't blame that shit on us when y'all not the one that's supporting them.
And while sexually suggestive content enables artists to generate quick exposure, I believe that it does hurt them in the long run, due to its stunting artist development by making sex the main attraction instead of the artist's content.
What nobody say, and people always try to say, oh, cause you talk about pussy or whatever, shut the fuck up. I could talk about pussy, I could talk about the moon, the sky, every motherfucking thing under this fucking moon and wrap circles around bitches' heads.
Now, I also believe that racism plays a big factor in such phenomenon. Stereotyping is real. Stereotyping is the widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular person or thing. Caricatures of black women have been around in Western culture for centuries. They are rooted in the transatlantic slave trade, during which stereotypes were used to commodify black bodies and justify slavery. Images of disturbingly disproportionate black women, body depicted as bestial, inhumane animals, served as reasoning for violence against black women. Rap names like Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat further the notion, since such compare black women to docile, beast-like creatures.
Saw the video and I was glad to see you in it, but I want to ask you about wolf pussy. Now, what's the difference between wolf pussy and wet ass pussy?
Honestly, it's the same thing. I think we just getting more in detail because it's definitely come from the same family. But you know, when I said wolf pussy, I wasn't talking about with like on Friday when he was like, don't you be coming up here with that stinking ass wolf pussy. Like, not necessarily stank, like just an animalistic cat, like a wild cat that need to be in a cage somewhere, like some object that's got these guys going crazy. Like, these guys really do be going crazy over me. So I just was thinking about myself, and I know it's a lot of people that can relate to that.
Such could also be seen as remnants of stereotypes applied to black women during Jim Crow. This racism was overtly displayed during both of the ladies' major scandal. When megastar Megan Thee Stallion got shot in the foot by rapper Tory Lanez, many men were making comments that intended to question Megan's gender due to Megan's body type, assertive nature, and caramel brown skin complexion.
You shot me, and you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand. I tried to keep the situation off the internet, but you dragging it.
Doja Cat, however, had a contrasting experience in which she was caught in a video chat room talking and joking around with internet incels. Such situation was later spun into Doja Cat wanting to allegedly entice a group of white male supremacists, which again refers to the stereotype of the docile, animal-like mulatto that is aiming to satisfy the male gaze. Can we say a mouthful?
So easy and loose.
Let's go to the end.
And only two strokes.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Her shirt reminds me of a baby duck. Her shirt is like
a few minutes later.
To that extent, no. So I think that's where they tied it in. Maybe Preach thought that I was talking about race, or I was trying to perform that in public in some way in the chat, but that's completely fucking false. I think they just misheard me, but that's the truth. Tiny Chat.
Other stereotypical caricatures that were applied to black women are the Jezebel and the Sapphire. The Jezebel is described as a caricature that embodies promiscuity, allure, seduction, and temptation, as she uses her body for personal gain and destruction. Her physical attributes align with European beauty standards: thin, light skin, with thin nose and thin lips. The character of the Sapphire, though similar to the character of the Jezebel, is a black woman who is depicted as impure, masculine, strong, controlling, and aggressive. She estranges her family because she's difficult and bitter. Both the Sapphire and the Jezebel characters are considered the antithesis of the Mammy. Lastly, one of the main culprits that contribute to the oversaturation of oversexualized content in female rap is the culture of rap. Traits in hip-hop that further these notions are referred to as misogynoir, coined by Moya Bailey. This was a term developed to describe the specific hatred, dislike, distrust, prejudice directed towards black women. Misogynoir does not only promote rape culture, which is a culture where rape and other expressions of sexual violence occur with some frequency and are normalized by the community, but it also does encourage sexism and colorism.
Your daughter and look at my daughter. Look at our baby mamas. Your baby mama black. My baby mama strapped, light skin, cute as shit. Your baby mama's this. That means pop. You're a rapper. Your daughter's features gonna be ludicrous. Now when I tell you this, I'm not trying to hate, but every time I put up a picture on Facebook of my daughter, she get like 500 likes. Every time you put up a picture of your daughter, she only get 8. I hope that little learn how to fight, because you and her look alike. Her life gonna be hard as shit. Your daughter gonna be hard to want. My daughter gonna be hard to get. Your daughter gonna be hard to duck. My daughter gonna be hard to hit. My daughter gonna be called my daughter. Your daughter gonna be called a...
Rap culture has commodified black bodies to the point as to where influencers of different races adopt black features and black aesthetics in order to seem hip or cool, while those styles or those aesthetics would usually be considered inadequate, unprofessional, or just unacceptable.
So, blackfishing is when a non-black person pretends to be black on their social media by culturally appropriating black features in an attempt to gain followers and attention. I didn't even know there was a word.
Yeah.
So recently, Twitter went berserk on a 19-year-old Swedish model, Emma Hallberg, who many thought was a light-skinned black woman. But turns out she actually is a full-on white girl. After being called out for blackfishing, Emma defended herself on IG, saying in parts, yeah, the picture is insane there. She said, the left picture was taken 2 years ago, right before summer, with barely any makeup and my hair straightened. The right picture was taken in July, right after I came home from a vacation.
While female rappers have every right to display their sexuality and benefit from such, one should ask, however, if such culture creates the right environment in order to elevate artists that do not choose to hypersexualize their content or visual aesthetics. With the movie industry being in juxtaposition to the music industry, it is quite troubling to see the movie industry being able to provide representation for black women in powerful and non-sexualized lead roles, while the music industry continues to overlook black female artists that dedicate their craft to conscious rap. The release of the 2016 documentary I Am Not Your Negro should have been the perfect indicator for the music industry to understand that the general public does appreciate and buy into content that aims to deconstruct and understand instead of solely entertaining the consumer. I truly believe that we as a culture need artists such as Lauryn Hill as well as Cardi B's in order to balance out the landscape of female rap and public perception of black women in regards to media. I could also see female rap finally having its own Olivia Pope or Annalise Keating, but that is only if the powers that be would like to play catch up to the movie industry. Lastly, I do believe that the genre of female rap has great potential, and I do believe that the sexual performances aid in reclaiming black women's bodies that were so long exploited by male. And again, I have to emphasize that not only men in hip-hop exploited black women's bodies. Again, there are influencers who do adopt these aesthetics. However, with the renaissance of female rap currently happening, I do see bigger things in the future for female rap.